Poker2Nite presents Poker2Nite. Coming up, Vanessa Selbst crushes the NAPT Mohegan Sun. We do our first World Series of Poker preview of the year and are joined by VP of Harrah's Interactive Entertainment, Ty Stewart. Erica Schoenberg is profiled as our latest Girls of Poker. Plus, Dana Workman breaks down the latest poker chatter in P2N Online. All coming up on Poker2Nite. Thank you for joining us on Poker2Nite. I'm Scott Huff. Alongside me is Joe Sebok. Stick around a little bit later in the show. Our first World Series of Poker preview of the year because, Joe, I don't know if you have it marked on your calendar yet, but 6 weeks away from the big dance in poker, the World Series. You getting excited?
I'm so pumped up. It's unbelievable that a year has already gone by and we're back at the World Series. I'm a little scared as well. Everybody knows the WSOP is a marathon. There's a new tournament every single day. But what can you do? It's here again, so let's get fired up about it.
It creeps up on us because there's so much going on in poker and so much going on in online poker as well. Let's go to our online media maven, Dana Workman, for more. Dana?
Thanks, Huff. We have a lot of fun things to cover in P2N Online today, including a glimpse as to what it would be like to live a day in the life of David the Maven Tchaikovsky, which you definitely do not want to miss. All of that plus our reader mailbag later in the show.
Thanks, Dana. All right, now it's time for our weekly headlines. The NAPT Mohegan Sun brought in a huge field of 716 players last week. World Series of Poker bracelet winner Vanessa Selbst, who last year got off the poker circuit to attend Yale Law School, took down the event, banking $750,000. Selbst defeated a stacked final table for the title. This year's LAPT High Rollers winner Scott Seaver finished in 4th. Online guru Cliff Johnny Backs Josephie took down 7th place, and Jonathan Aguiar finished in 8th. Special correspondent Christy Arnett of Poker News spoke to Vanessa after her win.
Thanks, Huff. I'm here with your NAPT Mohegan Sun winner, Vanessa Selbst. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Now, you led the tournament for a lot of the way and mostly throughout the final table. What were some of the strategies that eventually led to your success here?
You know, I think once I got a big stack, it was just a question of being selectively aggressive. I was re-raising a lot of people. I sort of opened up my re-raising range, so because when I have a big stack, I'm able to gamble. So rather than flat calling with like pocket 9s or pocket 8s and playing it safe, I was able to re-raise them and put them to a decision in a lot of spots, and I got a lot of folds. So I think just like being aggressive and using my big stack well was something that I was able to really take advantage of. And when you get the cards and you're aggressive, you get paid off in big pots, and that was something that happened for me this tournament.
Well, thank you so much and congratulations.
Great. Thank you.
Well, first of all, what a huge accomplishment here. A $5,000 buy-in event with some of the best live and online players playing in it, and she wins almost $1 million, which is beating out a humongous field there. She has almost $1.7 million now in lifetime tournament earnings. She's proving it time and again. But what do you think overall of her game, Sebok, as a professional?
I think she's an incredible player. Keep in mind, she took a year off for school, as you said. This isn't the first thing that she's won. She finished 3rd at the WSOP Heads Up event. She took down an Omaha bracelet there already. She's going to be around, mark my words. Women don't win these open events very often. It's never happened on the World Poker Tour. Look for her to be there, not only in a poker sense, but also in a media way. She's a really exciting girl. She throws her personality out there. She's not afraid to do that, so we're going to be hearing a lot more from her.
And as you said, she plays all the games, which means a lot more opportunities to win bracelets and other accolades. In other news, Full Tilt previewed their new commercial featuring Tom Durr Dwan. In it, Durr details the pros whose styles he tried to emulate until he managed to find his own game. And normally, we wouldn't care about a new poker commercial. This one, though, is somewhat significant, and it's the first time a non-WSOP main event winner has been spotlighted like this in a commercial since the boom in 2003. Now, we know from looking at the TOC voting for this year's World Series of Poker that all of the same celebrities from 2003 are the same celebrities now. You've got Phil Hellmuth, Daniel Negreanu, Annie Duke, Phil Ivey. Those are all the people that the fans at home want to see. Possible exception here being Patrick Antonius. He seemed to transcend the game a little bit. But do you think now with something like this, a commercial where they're actually, focusing on Durr and comparing him to those pre-boom poker celebrities, that he's actually turned himself into a top-tier celebrity in his own right?
Well, first off, I want to say that I like the commercial a lot. It shows Durr in a different light. We get a little humility. He talks about coming up in the game, as you said, and the players that he emulated. So I like it a lot. To your bigger point, I think he's on the cusp of making that jump into sort of poker superstardom. Despite the fact he doesn't have a bracelet, he doesn't have a ton of titles, he does have something big, and that's charisma. You can't just win in this game. That's the bottom line. And he doesn't. He gets out there, he talks a lot, he sort of walks the walk, and I think he's pretty close to being in that group. I don't want to put him there yet, but I think he's sort of a stone's throw away.
Is there anyone else left in poker right now, though, that might be able to join him? Obviously, he's getting his own commercial, and we mentioned there's been no one else in the past 7 years practically that's done it. Is there anyone else, in your opinion, that's out there on the pro circuit that can become like a Durr or a Phil Hellmuth?
Well, for me, it's all about charisma. Like I said, we mentioned Durr, we mentioned Vanessa Selps. I've got a couple other guys. Ryan D'Angelo, golfer. This is a guy nobody knows about, but he's a ton of fun. He's a huge force online. He's done well in some pretty big live tournaments, so I look to see him maybe make a little bit of noise in the coming years. Another guy, very, very quiet, Tristan Wade, creative online. It's all about charisma. It's all about getting out there, being able to speak, having the game, of course, but we kind of assume that with players once they get to this level. But they have to be able to connect to the audience, and these guys, I think, will be able to do that in the coming years.
Hey, pay attention, guys. 1 million Twitter followers right here. And in somewhat related news, Durr's biggest foil, Isildur 1, bailed on playing the Party Poker Big Game 4 in London. After agreeing to let Tony G stake him on condition of wearing a mask, the mysterious Swede changed his mind, sending G a text that read, "Sorry for not coming. Take care, bud." Now, Joe, for somebody who's basically a losing player at this point, won't reveal their identity, and is now backing out of huge commitments, should we even care anymore?
Weak. I'm so over this. If you are going to do a deal to come and wear a mask, show up. If you don't show up, I don't care about the story.
All right, well, finally, here's a look at the online Sunday major tournaments. There was a 5-way chop in the Poker Stars Sunday Million, with Kixel Sid taking the win with just over $160,000, but it was Double X and Davis Double X who banked the most with $168,000. Rounding out the top 3 was Machiavellian, who pocketed just over $145K. The Full Tilt 750K guarantee brought a field of 3,828 and was captured by @0247 for $135,500. He defeated, and I kind of love this handle, OMG FML2 for the title. And in the UB 200K guarantee, it was J-Shark4 who bested a field of 1,044 to bank $46,600. In second was Matt the Wall, and finishing in third was Squirrely1. When we come back, we take our first preview look at the World Series of Poker, and Dana Workman gets to your reader mailbag questions in P2N Online. All coming up on Poker Tonight.